Thank you, Ciarán, and I would like to thank the fellow members of the technical group for their support on this motion, and other members of the House for their contributions in the debate, although I think a lot of the contributions were very standard and a bit disappointing in terms of the debate that we have in Ireland about Europe and about the future of Europe. This motion had only called for two simple actions. One was to initiate a debate through civil society on the future direction of the European Union, and the other then was to ensure that treaty change includes a process to allow Eurozone member states to voluntarily leave the Eurozone, not the European Union. And I think that what went missing from the opposite side of the House tonight, over the last two nights in this debate, was any discussion about the future and about what the future of the Eurozone, the European Union, will be. And that, I think, is a sign of the problems that are right across the state and across this government. There is no discussion about the future. But I would remind members in this House that Barroso and Hollande and Merkel are all talking about the future, and they have a map and they have a plan of where that future is going to lie. Barroso said in the past that Europe has all the hallmarks of empire. He said on the 7th of May that the proposals that he will be bringing forward on treaty change will look like political science fiction, but they will be a reality in a few years' time. So he's looking to the future. He's talking about the future. He knows what future he wants for Europe. Hollande wants an EU government with harmonised taxes, harmonised budgets that can tackle this crisis, as he calls it. Merkel wants more Europe and wants to work towards the creation of a European army. So they know the future that they want. And is it the fact that this government knows that future too? And that's why you won't have this debate, because you don't want the Irish people to know where the future lies. And the future lies in a United States of Europe, in a federal Europe, with an army, with a centralised government, and where a nation like Ireland will have no say, will be a very small part of that federalised Europe. And it's interesting to see the amendments that were put forward by Fianna Fáil and Sinn Féin, who just have totally pegged their political futures and the future of this country to the euro and to stabilising the euro and getting us through this crisis with the euro intact. And the point about that is, the trade-off for that will be the creation of and seeing the political science fiction come to fruition that Barroso talks of. So we will peg ourselves to stabilising the euro, and in the meantime we'll sleepwalk this country into the United States of Europe. And Enda Kenny said in the House here last June that that would never happen, and the answer to that question is no, he will never let it happen on his watch. But we will see it happen. We'll see it happen over the next few years. And what will happen here in this country is we'll wake up some morning and we'll realise that we're in the United States of Europe. And everybody then will be wondering, how did we actually get here? We got here because we pegged ourselves solely to the preservation of the euro. The only policy we're pursuing is to maintain that euro and to keep it going. And the trade-off for that will be the creation of the European superstate that the elite in Europe want to create and want to make a reality. And that is the sad reflection of the situation of this government's policy in relation to the Eurozone and the euro currency itself. Ensuring that treaty change would allow for member states to voluntarily leave the euro leaves policy options open. The Fianna Fáil have said here in the House that the euro is irrevocably and irreplaceably here to stay. The European Central Bank has said the same and said there's never intended for anybody to ever leave European Economic and Monetary Union. And this motion calls for that option to be there. It's a policy option that a government can pursue and a future government can pursue. But every party in this House has tied themselves to the euro and to the creation of further integration into complete fiscal union and political union that goes along with this. Now, Deputy Mitchell accused me of sedition for putting down this motion. Well, I'm afraid we need to see more sedition in this House. We saw the sedition of the Labour Party before the election, where they promised all sorts of what they were going to do in Europe, and when they got under the ring of the Fine Gael party, who actually are the Irish version of the Tory party, not anybody over here on the independent benches. When they came under their wing, their sedition was fully put to an end. I think we need more sedition, and we need more debate, and we need more talk about the future and what the future holds, so that we can make our decisions on the basis of knowledge, not on the basis of blindly following what we are told to do.